While the world slept, the future masters of that world were already awake. Long before the first rays of sunlight touched the 7 hills of Rome, a different kind of fire was being forged. In the cold, damp air of the training grounds, young men, barely out of boyhood, began a ritual of transformation. This is the story of how Rome trained its warriors, a story not just of muscle and steel, but of an unbreakable will. Their philosophy was simple, yet brutal. Pain today, power tomorrow. Imagine this. You're woken before dawn, your stomach empty, the chill of the morning seeping into your bones. There's no warm breakfast waiting, no gentle start to the day. Instead, you're handed armor, heavy, unforgiving steel that feels like it weighs more than you do. This is your new skin. For a Roman recruit, this was the beginning of every single day. The heavy armor on their young shoulders wasn't just for protection, it was a constant, grueling test of endurance. It was designed to make every step, every drill, every single movement a struggle. Why? Because comfort was the enemy of progress. In the Roman mindset, pain was not a punishment, it was preparation. It was the chisel that sculpted ordinary men into legionaries. Each swing of the wooden practice sword, the gladius, each block with the heavy shield, the scutum, was a lesson etched into their muscles. When they fell, and they fell often, there were no helping hands, no words of pity. They were expected to get up on their own, faster and stronger than before. No comfort, no crying, only growth. This relentless process taught them a fundamental truth that would carry them through the bloodiest of battles. Pain is a signal that you are pushing your limits, that you are evolving. They were indoctrinated with a powerful creed. Pain is temporary, glory is forever. This wasn't just a catchy phrase, it was the core of their operational doctrine. The sweat they poured onto the training grounds, the aches that screamed through their bodies, all of it was an investment. An investment to ensure they would bleed less on the battlefield. The famous Roman general Vegetius wrote, "He who sweats more in training will bleed less in war." They understood that the more they suffered in the controlled environment of the camp, the more prepared, the more composed, the more lethal they would be when facing a real enemy. The practice, this relentless repetition, built not just physical strength but a mental fortress. It created muscle memory so deep that they could fight effectively even when exhausted, terrified, and wounded. And what made a Roman warrior truly formidable? It wasn't sheer size or brute force. The strongest legionaries weren't necessarily the biggest men in the cohort, they were the most disciplined. Discipline was the invisible armor that protected them more than any shield. It was the ability to follow orders without question in the chaos of battle, to hold the line when every instinct screamed to run, to push forward when their bodies begged them to stop. They didn't run from pain, they learned to respect it. They understood it as a teacher, a guide that showed them where their weaknesses were so they could turn them into strengths. Every bruise was a lesson in defense. Every cut was a reminder of a flawed technique. Every scar told a story of survival, of resilience, of a man who had faced adversity and emerged stronger. The immense power of the Roman Empire, which stretched across continents and lasted for centuries, wasn't built on luck. It wasn't a historical accident. It was built on the backs of these men. It was forged in the sweat and discipline of their training camps. The empire's foundation was not marble and stone, but the relentless daily grind of its warriors. They understood that true strength is not given, it is earned. It is earned through consistent effort, through facing discomfort, and through the unwavering belief that today's struggle builds tomorrow's victory. This ancient wisdom is as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago. We may not be training for the battlefield, but we are all fighting our own battles. We're fighting for our goals, our ambitions, our dreams, and the path to achieving anything worthwhile is paved with challenges. It's paved with moments of pain, doubt, and exhaustion. Don't fear that pain. Don't run from the struggle. It is the very thing that is building your future. It is the resistance that is making you stronger. Your power tomorrow depends entirely on your discipline today. The discipline to wake up early, to do the hard work, to push past your comfort zone, and to keep going when you want to quit. So I ask you, what are you training for? What is the glory you seek? Whatever it is, remember the lesson of the Roman warrior. Embrace the process, respect the pain, train your mind with the same iron will. See every obstacle not as a barrier, but as an opportunity to forge your own strength, to build your own empire of one. Remember their creed and make it your own. Pain today, power tomorrow. If this message resonates with you, if you're ready to embrace your own training, then join our community. Follow for your daily dose of motivation. Your journey to the next level starts now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.